Hey, what's going on, everybody? It is David Palmer, the Leo King, and we are here now for Spiritual Dance Music. We are live. Super stoked to have everybody here for this awesome solstice full moon spiritual dance music ceremony. If you have never been on the show before, this is where we do a live audio, visual, channeled horoscope, live tarot ceremony to, especially on a full moon, release the energy so we can totally move into better energy in our life and move into the new chapters. And what better way on a solstice ceremony, you know, just having a solstice by itself, having the sun move into a new sign, especially a cardinal sign, always brings in a new season. And here we are into the new season, and with all these planets direct except Uranus, with all these big planets that have come out of their shadow period, with Saturn now at the second decan, we are at a major turning point in our lives, but with some major choices ahead that we are still contemplating. But at the end of the day, we know we are at some big monumental turns in our life as far as what destiny has brought us, and more importantly, what really at the end of the day, this whole entire journey has been about of this life. And I know that might sound crazy. I know some people might think like, oh, what? Like, this is the moment in which my whole life is being defined by? You know, when you really start to tap into your own consciousness, you tap into the signs around you, you tap into the people that are building up, the relationships that are building up, all the pieces are all starting to come together in an understanding that this really is, you know, a moment in which you inside have been really waiting and wondering when this time would come in your life. And, you know, one thing about Capricorn that we've just moved into is it's never high enough. It's never good enough. It's never, you know, there's always better. There's always some higher place to reach. So some people could feel like, you know, I don't think so. I think I can go a lot farther than this. But I think that it's important for everybody to remember that this is the beginning of that trek in many ways, that we have built up so much energy and so much time and so much to be able to get us to this spot. And you know, I am live in the chat, so let me keep my volume down. We are live on YouTube. We always like to do this show live on YouTube. It's super fun because having that live element and having people here and having people in the chat room and all of us spreading this energy together during this full moon energy, during this solstice energy, so we can send the best energy out into the universe. And you know, a full moon in Cancer is a big deal because the moon is in its home sign. It is coming tomorrow on the 22nd. Right now, the sun has just moved in here on the 21st to Capricorn, and we are in a waxing period. That's literally within the next 12 hours, this huge full moon in Cancer in its home sign at the exact 0 degree spot of where this solstice is. So to have this solstice moment with a full moon in its home sign is a big deal. It is definitely the turning of the page in life and you know, a deep look at the feelings and what you are ready to tackle as far as, you know, your goals in your life, your decisions, and the responsibility, the integrity of what you want to hold in your life as far as what you're doing, where you're going, where you're defining things. It's very, very important. We also have Venus in an awesome trine over to Neptune, as Venus in Scorpios got out of its whole shadow period, out of its retrograde energy, and now it's trining over to Neptune, which is direct. So we are starting to see these very intriguing and very karmic and very unique aspects of this higher dimensional space of projects, relationships, and our values and our wants, and how are we going to connect these into this big Capricornian Saturn, Pluto, South Node, Sun energy. Full moon in Cancer with the North Node here, we are aiming towards to find home. Really, and home is, I think, within this destiny, and also home in far as projects and relationships and people that really feel like they're from, whether that's, you call that karmic soul family or destined relationships. Some people call it twin flame energy. I mean, a lot of this is starting to build with Saturn and Neptune and sextile, which we are starting to see in their dignified home signs. Saturn in Capricorn, Neptune and Pisces. There's a lot that comes here to that spot. And so I think it's so important for people to know that this is a big moment, and to know with Jupiter in Sag, with Mercury conjunct, that this is a huge moment to really look wide, to really look big, and have huge questions. The biggest questions of your life are happening right now of what's next. And I think that's the most exciting part. We do have Mars, though, in Pisces, which is trying to get out, trying to get home to Aries, and it is getting ready to come towards Chiron. This full moon is squaring Chiron. And so there is this weird energy of what needs to be let go, what is not working in order for us to shed off, whether that's subconsciously in ourselves, whether that's an addiction, whether that's a connection that just doesn't feel like it's working anymore inside ourselves, in our soul, externally. This is definitely dealing with kind of the last bit of the junk of the trunk that we have to let go of in order to move where we need to go. And this full moon's going to start highlighting it intensely. But at least Mercury and Jupiter are offering all these options that are beneficial, that are beautiful, that are optimistic. But are we delusional? Neptune is starting to square Mercury, Jupiter, and Mercury is coming out of shadow on Monday after this full moon, after the weekend, coming into Christmas Eve and Christmas with, are we delusional for some of the things we want to do? I mean, or are we a wild stroke of genius with Mars approaching, Chiron? Are we crazy? Are we stupid? Are we gonna let go of something that is just retarded and dumb? And I don't mean that in a negative sense of retarded against people. It's just a word, and you probably have to get used to stop saying that word. But it's like, are we dumb to do this? This feeling that's inside, and those are questions that we all have to ponder super deep inside, and that's what this full moon's about. And it's okay for you to process that through this holiday. And that's because when we start this New Year's, we have the Sun and Saturn conjunction. Right after that, we have a solar eclipse. Right after that, Uranus comes direct. And right after that, we go into a lunar eclipse, the last one in Leo and Aquarius, so that true heart energy, especially at 0 degree Leo. Not to brag, 0 degree Leo is like the most intense about your true happiness and heart. 0 degree Leo. It is a very intense spot because it does build from now. Exactly 1 month from now is a lunar eclipse in Leo, and there will be a solar eclipse at 15 degrees of Capricorn in between that, which is the middle point of Capricorn, which is the middle point of our destiny or not, making a big choice of what side. So you've got some time, but not a lot. I've been telling a lot of people it's kind of like the sand, timer is like running out. And so that can build pressure. But I think it's important for you to know that the universe has your back, that you need to go deep into your soul, your feelings, and what feels right, what intuitively feels right, where you're feeling guided to, and what does, if it feels wrong, if it doesn't feel connected to you, then you know. And that's how you know. So I think that part's extremely important in a lot of the energy that we're going through right now. And it's interesting to read some of the chat. I think it'd be kind of cool before I pull some cards here about what people are saying. And people are saying they love the jacket. Thank you. Actually, I really do enjoy this jacket. There's a lot of things to be blessed for in this life, everyone. Jennifer Shannon says 2019 is going to be the most transformative year for everyone, and I have to agree with her. Amanda Miller asks, are you a 0 degree Leo, David? Yes, I am. That is what I am. I was born July 23rd, 84. E the real deal. Damn, this is intense. So ready for the guided change. Big changes to get there. That's right. I love you, E the real deal. I always see your comments on YouTube. I really appreciate all the support and all your awesome comments. You've been awesome for the years. Truly appreciate it. I'll just name a couple off here. Do we got the Peace Dealer up in here? Yeah! Peace Dealer, what's up? Hope everybody knows the Peace Dealer's up in the house. Him and I got a lot of cool stuff we're doing in 2019. We got a lot of skits that we're going to do. We got some big plans. It's just, 2018, I think for all of us has been all these things we want to do. And then it's like, there's this, and then there's that, and then there's this. But him and I got some awesome stuff planned. And I love that. I love Mike, and I will promote Mike forever, whether we work together or not ever. I think he's an amazing astrologer, and I just love him as a friend. And I always recommend go check out the Peace Dealer on YouTube or on Future Life or anywhere, wherever he's at, always follow the Peace Dealer. He's the real deal. Yen York City says, it's messed up because I already see where this is going. LOL. Yeah, I know. That's kind of the funniest part. Or are we delusional? Or are we crazy? Or maybe this is the best intuitive test we've ever seen in our lives. So kind of cool. Anyway, let's go into the cards. Give me a second. I'm going to make a quick shuffle and hook up this trusty old mic stand. And I'm going to give you guys some jams for the second. Remember, this show is live. Yeah, let's hope for some good news on these cards. I think we all could use some good news on these cards. One more sec. I'm making sure the shuffle's good. Can you all hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Yeah, we have mic audio. Yeah, I was talking to Craig, everyone, with the mic purposely off. Secret, back production talk. Thank you, Jennifer Shannon. That was very nice of you. Thank you. By the way, this track's from I think 2012. This is one of my 2012 folders. This track, when I heard it, I was like, oh my God, this is the future of house music. Here I am 6.5 years later, and I listen to it, and I'm like, still the sickest shit. Love. Hold on 1 second, everybody. let's get down to this tarot card reading. First card that we got for this solstice full moon is, let's see here. Clearing the energy from my energy, clearing the energy of this deck. First card we got is the Seven of Cups. Wow, we got a lot of options in front of us, don't we? It's like a kid in the candy store. What do I get? So you have a lot of options right now, and there's a lot of directions to take in your life. But what is the grand prize that you would want forever? Focus on that, sleep on it, vision it, meditate on it, and emotionally feel it. And go back to when you were a kid, go back to when you were a teenager, go back to what you've always wanted. And if it's not in front of your life fully, and if there's something missing from that right now, how can you get that back on your track? Our second card that we got is the Ten of Swords reversed. This is getting rid of a lot of old patterns. If you know what, it's almost like we're stuck in doing the same thing over and over again, being caught up with situations that we've gone for and the same thing happening again because we just keep doing the same thing that we've done before. So this is us ending those patterns extremely. Big time, big time, big time. So this is about old cycles and patterns that just aren't working anymore. Our challenge card that we got is the Seven of Swords reversed. So I think that the challenge is like feeling guilty about, if we're doing something wrong or we're doing something bad or deceiving by living for the way that we want to live. I think that we have to get rid of that. We're not doing anything wrong. We're not doing anything wrong by feeling the way that we're feeling, by going for the goals that we need to do. I think we're leaving an old patriarchy of rules and this guidance system of the way life told us the way to be. And there's a guilt that I think was naturally associated with that to contain people. And I feel that the challenge is us getting over that in order to get on to your mission and to your ultimate goals and destiny. Or you just might have a situation where you just feel bad about it still, and you just have to let go of it now. Our overall card we got is the Six of Swords reversed. So this is interesting that the universe is giving us the control here of choosing. And I've been really channeling this not only through my astrology, but through just my, when I channel spiritually and on my intuitive reports every week. And what I've got, and I've been saying this one for a long time, especially last year during Rising Through the Darkness, the show I did in LA. It was a 3-day conference, and it's like an 8-hour video. But in Rising Through the Darkness, I said that there's going to be a moment where actual free will is going to show up in all of our lives to help create this new world. And I believe that's what's coming through this next, beginning of 2019 and this first couple months of it. So, and especially this full moon is kind of giving us this, you have control of the world in the way that you want it to go. The destined moment's here to see this huge choice. It is a little bit like Neo in the Matrix and Matrix Reloaded when, that's number 2, when he meets the architect and he has to make a choice. Our final spiritual advice card is the King of Wands reversed. I think that this spiritual advice is to not be afraid to step into our power, to not be afraid to step into our true heart, to not be afraid to be a king. I mean, as the Leo King talking to you all, being a Leo that I am, I remember when I got the logo created, and I waited months for the right astrology to bring it out. I remember there was a lot of nerve that I had in myself about just saying I was going to be the Leo King because I knew it would trigger a shit ton of people, and I knew that every Leo out there would hate me forever. Like, oh my God, I wish I would have said that or something. But at the end of the day, it's not about that. It's about the love that you step into the power of yourself to make you feel empowered in however that is and whatever that looks like, and to not be afraid of that, and not let those nerves and not let those triggers that you're afraid of affect you and affect others. And by you being afraid, you're affecting the world by not stepping into your grand love. your grand power. And the King of Wands understands its prestige through love and through the beauty of that love. So, at least we got some great cards. So, music-wise, I have a lot of new music I got, and I'll be honest, live it's pretty banging. So, to me, it's a pretty banging tarot reading there. And it was interesting because when I shuffled, the one card that was just randomly, just like not in a line with all the other cards was the World card upright. And I'm not even kidding either. It just was. So, I think there's a major completion here of a whole soul journey for all of us, and a new one that's starting. And I feel that, the world can really be the way that we want it to be, but I think we can't be afraid of it. And we've really got to step into it in a major way. So, interesting, there was a lot of cards that were actually kind of out of place. Some of them were the Ace of Cups, the World's card. These are great cards. So to have this reading and have and Queen of Cups, right? Wow. There's a lot about everything really moving into a beautiful space. But I think that the Hierophant reversed is the other one that was just randomly in there. I think a lot of this is saying old traditions are dying, and that's even old traditions that you abide by, and a fear that you're doing something wrong by God when at the end of the day you're not. So this is real quick where we do the prayer portion. And I always do this prayer to help us release from this energy so we can move into it in the best way. I ask the universe, I ask the guides, I ask Almighty Creator to come into this awesome ceremony with all of us, whoever's watching now live, who's ever going to watch this in the future, and whoever does watch this forever into eons, to bring us back to our home in our soul, and to not be afraid of whatever we feel, to go with that feeling, to give us the courage and the strength to step into those feelings, and to not be afraid to make choices that seem hard and difficult when we know they are the choices and the path in which lead us to a better path, a better world, and a higher connection with you, Almighty. I ask that you bring us that extra love, that extra energy from angels to give us signs from you and synchronicities. And I ask for you to make this as easy as you can for all of us, to make sure that when we step into these big choices, that they come easy, that we know that on the front side it looks scary, and to help us remind us all the time that on the back side is nothing but these beautiful pastures and these beautiful roads that we know are all guided by you, and we know that you are supporting us throughout all this. Thank you, Lord. Thank you for everything. God bless you on this beautiful time in life, on this solstice, on this change in the world, and exiting this year and protecting us through all the changes that you've done to help us become greater and stronger in our world. Thank you, Lord. Amen. So if you've never been on this show, the best part of this show is it is a live DJ mix where we are going to release all this energy by actually dancing, being in the chat room. We've got almost 300 people in here. We have a blast. This show's my favorite show to do. I couldn't do it without you all. I appreciate you all so much. My greatest gift that I've ever been given in my life is all of you, and for supporting and for watching. And I love spreading this love and spreading this light and spreading this music and spreading this hope and spreading this vibe to you all. It just fills my heart up, and it's the greatest gift I've ever been given. So thank you all so much. And I want to thank Craig, who's back here, for being with me for the last year and even the last decade. I have to give thanks to him. I couldn't be here without him as well. And all the people, Abby, David Hauser, Leanna. There's so many people. I can't, I'm going to have to, Chris Witecki. There's a lot of people that, my family, my mom, Roger, my father, my brother, Chris One Feather, there's so many people. Angelo, from Soul Garden days, and giving me Skip Jennings, Julie Zipper. Now she goes by Day. There's so many people along the way that got me here. And I truly appreciate you all, and thank you very much. And on this holiday, that's the greatest thing that I can do is give my gratitude for everybody that's been there, and everybody here, and everybody that isn't here that has watched, or maybe they left even, and they maybe don't like me anymore, and that's cool. I still am so thankful for it all. My manager, Sheila Conlin, my PR, Eileen Cock and Joey, for all the new stuff we're doing in television right now. I just truly appreciate everybody for being there for me, and God bless you all on this holiday. Let's get rocking. Let's have a fucking fantastic time. Are you all ready? I hope you are, because what I'm putting on this is going to be at the extreme motherfucking position.
Driving highways with one-way signs in it. They told us what we should do. Oh, I see new horizons there in your eyes tonight. Tonight, go where the sun is rising, leave it behind. Oh, I don't mind. Only got one pair of shoes. It don't matter, 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 matter. Hey, I said, hey, I got no money I can save. I got one foot in the grave. I said, hey, I said, I'm gonna do things my way. I'm gonna do things my way. I'm gonna do things my way. We've been around, we've been so up and down, chasing somebody else's dreams. And the symphony plays for us. We don't need nothing, love, 'cause we are all we need. Oh, I see new horizons there in your eyes tonight. Tonight, go where the sun is rising, leave it behind. Oh, I don't mind. Only got one pair of shoes. It don't matter, I got you. I said, hey, I said, hey, I got no money I can save. I got one foot in the grave. I said, hey, I said, I'm gonna do things my way. I'm gonna do things my way. I'm gonna do What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? They know what is what, but they don't know what is what. They just strut. What the fuck? They know what is what, but they don't know what is what. They just strut. What the fuck? Getting money. Always getting money. Always getting money. Always getting money. Fun. Always getting money. Money. Always money. Wait. Money. Always getting money. Always getting money. Always always getting money. Always money. Always getting money. Always getting money. All getting money. All money. Always get. Always getting money. Always getting money. Always getting money. All money. Always getting money. Always getting money. Always getting money. direction. A girl like you needs quality time. Knows how to take direction. No, I would if you were to be mine. But I can't tell you who to love. I can't tell you who to love. I can't tell you who to love. Baby, I can't tell you who to love. I can't tell you who to love. I can't tell you who to love. But you've been sleeping on me. Don't sleep on me. Don't sleep on me. Don't sleep on me. Yeah, you've been sleeping on me. Don't sleep on me. Don't sleep on me. Don't sleep on me. Yeah, you've been sleeping on me. Don't sleep. 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 A girl like you needs extra attention, and a girl like you shouldn't be wasting her time. No, a boy like me, well, I'll give you the word that you give me the word. They need a mind. I can't tell you who to love. 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 But you've been sleeping on me. Don't sleep, don't sleep on me. Don't sleep on me. Don't sleep on me. Yeah, you've been sleeping on me. Don't sleep, don't sleep on me. Don't sleep, don't sleep on me. Don't sleep, don't sleep on me. Yeah, you've been sleeping on me.
Now I'm leaving the car, no sense. You can see me looking rough when we get there. Bad boys, my done, give it to the road. Lifestyle, if it down when I'm pulling up. Never see me chillin', never see me laying down. Life for me, lemons, I got lemonade now. When I'm getting paid now. If you wanna holla, got it on it now.
Go ahead, cop the coupe. Can't tell you who to love. Love turn to hate. Sleep on me, might never. Like a shorty bad. From the bottom to the top, half a meal in the yacht. 'Cause I know.
Yeah, you've been sleeping on me. Don't sleep, don't sleep, don't sleep on me. Don't sleep on me. Don't sleep on me. Yeah, you've been sleeping on me. Don't sleep, don't sleep, don't sleep on me. Don't sleep, don't sleep on me. Don't sleep, don't sleep on me. Yeah, you've been sleeping on me. Don't sleep, 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 don't sleep.
Girl, you can get it. Bet you won't forget it. Every time I bet it, I'm like, Girl, you can get it. Bet you won't forget it. Every time I bet it, I'm like, Girl, you can get it. Bet you won't forget it. Every time I bet it, I'm like, Girl, you can get it. Bet you won't forget it. Every time I bet it, I'm like, Girl, you can get it. Bet you won't forget it. Every time I bet it, I'm like, Girl, you can get it. Bet you won't forget it. Every time I bet it, I'm like, Girl, you can get it. Girl, you can get it. Girl, you can get it. Girl, get it. Girl, get it. Girl, you can get it. like You have to fix the mind before you can bestow the blessing, because until they get their mind right, everything you invest in them is going to man that refuses to change.
They know what is what, but they don't know what is what. They just strut. What the fuck? They know what is what, but they don't know what is what. They just strut. What the fuck? They know what is what, but they don't know what is what. They just strut.
Tell them they got till midnight to get that fix. They've got till midnight to dump out all jealousy, all pettiness, all unforgiveness, all strife, all malice, all confusion, all blaming other people for your midnight to get rid of everything that's hindering you, every inflexibility that's stopping you from what God is about to pour into your life. Woe be unto you if you go into another year and waste another year with the old mentality while somebody's in the hospital begging God for the opportunity that you have right now. You better step into this moment. Lay your hands on your head and say, give me a new mind. Do you have the mindset to be blessed? You have to decide to be blessed. You have to decide what. I will rejoice and be glad that I will rejoice. Disco record.
To let there be house, and house music was born. I am, you see, I am the creator, and this is my house. And in my house there is only house music. But I am not so selfish, because once you enter my house, it then becomes our house, and our house music. And you see, no one man owns house, because house music is a universal language, spoken and understood by all. You see, house is a feeling that no one can understand really unless you're deep into the vibe of house. House is an uncontrollable desire. Uncontrollable,
China. This is highest one. We getting too high. Hey, put your hands up and reach for the sky. This is highest one. We getting too high. Hey, put your hands up and reach for the sky. Highest one. Highest one. Highest one. Highest one. Highest, 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 highest. Back to the S to the one. Let's go.
rejoice and sing a song of love, sing a song of peace, sing a song of happiness. House was our light of day, and it shone on our souls. 3 o'clock in the morning, on and on and on and on and on. House was our release, house was our sanctuary, house was our prayer. And you feel it, like feel it. There's something feeling good in your soul. In the beginning there was truth, and in that truth there lived a sound, and it picked you up off the ground. And the beating of the drum, the bottom of the bass, the pop and the snare made you throw your hands in the air. Can you feel it like I feel it? Is there something feeling good in your soul? In the beginning there was joy, and the joy spread out through all the land. The music was our teacher, the DJ was our preacher. So tell me if I reach out. Tell me if I reach out. Reach out. DJ was our preacher. So tell me if I reach out. If I reach out.